Today we're going to be taking a look at the new 2022 Honda 500 lineup and go over all of the changes and updates that Honda threw at the CBR500R, CB500X, and CB500F for this year. Now keep in mind, since American Honda hasn't officially announced these bikes yet, I can't say what colors we'll be getting and what the prices will jump to here. Also, if you guys find any info in this video helpful, please take a second and hit the like button. Liking and commenting below really helps with the algorithm, and in return helps this channel grow so I can keep posting these videos, and I really appreciate the help, guys. Now let's jump into it. We'll start off first by saying that most of these changes are across the board on all three models, so to save you some time we'll cover them as a whole and not repeat ourselves for each individual model. So first up is the engine. Now, since this is such a massive seller for countries that have license restrictions, unlike us in the good old US of A, we didn't see a horsepower increase yet again, because then it would bump these bikes out of that A2 license. So their horsepower ratings stay the same at 46.9 at 8,600 RPM, and torque comes in at 31.7 pound-feet at 6,500 RPM. However, they did make some tuning adjustments to the fuel injection on them, and it was, to quote, improve torque feel and character without compromising performance. Take that as you will, but I'm super curious to hop on one and see if I can tell the difference. The next round of changes to all three bikes is up front, and that's because they're sporting new Showa 41mm SFF-BP inverted forks. Those forks are attached to the new dual 296mm front disc brakes with radial-mounted Nissan calipers. They also get new lighter 17-inch Y-spoke aluminum wheels, and don't worry, the CB500X's oddball 19-inch front wheel got the same treatment too. And Honda also changed up some things on the rear too, with a new lighter swing arm that's stiffer rotationally but more flexible laterally to improve handling and cornering performance. Plus, they gave their rear shocks new settings to complement the new forks. Honda also made some changes to their radiators to help bring the weight down, since we're adding in weight with some of these updates. Plus, Honda also threw more powerful LEDs in the headlight and front turn signals for greater visibility. Now, how much weight are we adding with these changes? As let's face it, these bikes aren't known for being the lightest of the bunch. Well, the CBR500R stays the same at 423 pounds. The CB500F actually lost a few pounds if we're going off their kilogram rating, and that would bring it down to 417 from 420 pounds. The CB500X goes from 434 pounds up to 439. But keep in mind, these weights might be off by a pound as we're comparing one country to the next and doing the conversions from there. Now let's touch on some of the other updates, and those come in the way of colors, as we do have some new options being thrown in the mix. For the CB500X, we have Grand Prix Red, Matte Gunpowder Black Metallic, and Pearl Organic Green, which has to be my favorite color out of those three, even though I'm a sucker for red and it does look good. Then for the CB500F, we have Grand Prix Red, Matte Axis Gray Metallic, Pearl Smoky Gray, and Pearl Dusk Yellow, followed up by the red-headed stepchild, the CBR500R, as it only gets two options, and they are Grand Prix Red, followed up by Matte Gunpowder Black Metallic. And that's all of the news that we've got today when it comes to the new 2022 500 models from Honda. I do want to share some information I found interesting though before we finish off the video. American Honda rarely gives out info like this, but Europe loves to, and it paints a better picture of why some models get more color options and stuff like that than others do. Honda has sold over 106,000 CB and CBR500 models since their introduction in 2013. The F model accounts for nearly half of those sales, with the X bringing in 35%, and then the R brings up the tail with a dismal 18%. Figures also show that 45% of F and 37% of R owners are new riders, with 45% and 60% under the age of 34. Then you have the X model that has over 75% of its owners being experienced riders, and 15% of them were drawn back into riding by the X model. I may be crazy, but to me, stuff like that is pretty interesting to see, and I'd love to see how those figures stack up against the American market and others around the world too. And before we go, what do you guys think about the new changes? Anything you wish Honda would have done differently? And for my American viewers, what colors are you hoping we'll see here in the States? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below, and I'll be joining in on the conversation too. But that's a wrap for this video, guys. Thanks again for all of the support. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.